Hey guys, it's Morgan. Sorry if you hear whining, that's my dog. She kind of got left inside and she's not too happy about it. Anyway, today I'm doing my Spookathon wrap-up. So I had 4 books on my TBR and I read 2.5. Which I guess is more than I usually read in a week. I usually average 8 a month, so that's only like 2 weeks. So I did 2.5 this week, so I feel like that's okay. Anyway, the book... one of the books I don't have, I read it, didn't like it, and I already have it in the trunk of my car, ready to go to the bookstore. I give my books to, so you don't get to see that book today, but I've shown it several times this month. I'm pretty sure it's in, like, at least 2 videos. And that is called One of the Boys. That is the book I chose for the orange, so that book was completely orange. And that book is by, his name is Daniel Magriel, or something like that. I'm not exactly sure how to say his last name. But it's about these 2 brothers who live with their father, and they moved from Kansas to Texas after their mother loses custody, and their father, they find out their father is abusing drugs, and not just one, all kinds of drugs. And he begins to become abusive, and the boys are trying to figure out what to do. And so I did not like it. It was really confusing. There was a lot of flashbacks, and more than once I couldn't figure out when it switched from flashback to present. And so it was super confusing for me. I really didn't like that. If it happened once, it's like sometimes that happens, but it happened like 3 times, and I was like, really, I barely know what's going on, and you're flashbacking, and I just don't know what's happening. So yeah, I didn't like it. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. It was only 165 pages, so that's why I finished it, because it was super short, and I was like, well, I might as well just finish it. And so yeah, that one I didn't like. I didn't like it. It was too confusing for me. The book that I chose for the spooky word in the title is 9th Grade Slays by Heather Brewer. This book follows a kid named Vladimir Todd, who is half vampire, half human. In the first book, his parents had died 3 years ago, so 4 years before this book, in a house fire, and he finds some things out about his parents and some things about the secret vampire society. And so in this one, he finds out more, and then, if you can guess from the title, 9th Grade Slays, there is a slayer who is after him. And so this book was really good. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I don't know if it's a young adult book or a middle grade series, but I really like it. It's really good. The way it's written is really awesome. I just wanted to read it. I had to put it down several times, and I was like, man, I wish I could just read it. So that's a good thing. This is the only book in my TBR that I actually wanted to read. That's probably why I did so bad in this Spookathon. But this book was really good. 4 out of 5 stars. I loved it. The book that I read half of is More Than This by Patrick Ness. So this one was for the childhood fear and creepy setting. So one of my childhood fears was drowning. So in the beginning of this book, the kid named Seth drowns. And he dies. And he wakes up in this, one of his old childhood homes in London. That his family had moved to America. And so he wakes up in his old bedroom in his old house in this coffin thing. And it's got all these tubes coming out of it, and he's alone, but he doesn't know what's going on. And so there's like hardly any animals, there's hardly any people, there's like layers of dust everywhere. Nobody's been there in years and years, like more than 10 years. And like, you know, the food is all just dead, like shriveled, like pasta is like rotten. I don't know how long it takes pasta to rot, but it's gotta take a while. And so he's just here alone, and it's really crazy. I'm more than halfway through. I'm on page 262 out of 472. So I'm just over halfway through, but I'm not really liking this book, guys. I'm not into it. I read a lot in the beginning. I read almost half of it, and I was like, gosh, I don't like this book. And I'm so sad because it's a Patrick Ness book, and his Chaos Walking series is my all-time favorite series, and I am so bummed. So yeah, and I don't know, I might DNF this book just because I'm not into this book. And it's not like I read 2 chapters like, oh, I don't think I want to read this. I read half the book. And I'm so bummed because I really wanted to like this book. I'm gonna try and finish it, but it might end up be a DNF. You know, I might just not finish it. So that is why I had such a hard time with Spookathon, because I didn't find any good books. I've read one good book and 2 really horrible books, so I just didn't want to read this week. And so yeah, that's all I read this week is 2.5 books, like 600 pages, and that was only half, because the other book, which was the thriller, The End Games by T. Michael Martin, I didn't even start it. Like, I didn't even put a bookmark in it. Whoops. Yeah, I didn't even put a bookmark in this, and I wanted to start it. I'm probably not going to because of how my TBR went for this month. I'll probably wait a while and then try and pick it up, but I just had the worst luck this week, guys. I don't know what happened. This book is about this guy who's 17 and his little brother, I believe he was 5, and the world ended on Halloween, so it was very fitting. And then it says a dangerous game brought it back to life. So I don't know what that means, if it's like a Matrix style, if it's a Jumanji style, or if it's virtual reality. I don't know. I didn't even open it, you know, so. But he has to protect his brother. They're looking for survivors, and there's these things called bellows. I'm maybe like zombies or something that are trying to kill them, and so it sounded super awesome. Sounds like something I'd really enjoy, but I never got around to it because I read a couple of crappy books. So that was the thriller on my list. And that is my Spookathon wrap-up. I did pitiful. I've read 5 books this month, and there's only a week left. And you know what? 2 of them have been 4-star books, and 3 of them have been 2-star books. So I just have had a really bad month. You know, I was trying to expand and like, hey, I'm gonna read some spooky books for Halloween. And you know, it didn't really work out for me. I don't know if I'll do this next year because I didn't read any good books. I don't read themed books. Like, I don't read Christmas books at Christmas, and I don't read, you know, romances on Valentine's Day. I don't read spooky books on Halloween. I just read whatever I feel like I want to read. I could read a Christmas book on my birthday, which is in June, and I could read a thriller in Christmas. You know, I just don't do that kind of thing. I don't theme my books like that. I know so many people do. They're always like, October is the best month of the year because I get to read all these spooky books, and I'm always like, well, why can't you read them any other time of the year? I mean, it's not like there's a rule that says you can only read spooky books in October. So yeah, I tried it and it didn't work so well. You know, the 2 books that I gave 4 out of 5 stars, I read before. And I knew I was going to like them. And the other 4 that I started that are not working out, I've never read before. And so, yeah, I've had a really, really bad month. A really bad month. I'm just so bummed, guys. I'm not going to read themed books. Although I did put a hold at the library on Coraline by Neil Gaiman, and I have heard it's really good. It's a lot spookier than the movie. I love the movie so much. It is one movie that I watch every year around Halloween. I do watch spooky movies and Christmas movies. I don't do that with my books. But I do want to read it. I feel like it's going to be awesome because I know it's just a little book, and a lot of people have told me it's creepy. And I love the movie, and hopefully it'll be good. Oh my gosh, I'm having a rough month, guys. And this has been a lot of me rambling about how bad of a month I've had. And yeah. So if you're still here, thanks for watching. And I did not really enjoy these books. I did think that the Spookathon, the Readathon thing is cool. I will participate in another one again as soon as I find one to participate in. But I probably will not be participating in a Spookathon next year, just because I'm not, I don't know what happened, guys. It's just like, face planted, and I don't know. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this, my rambling, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!